shade as his skin, swept over me and landed near my feet as a groan worked up his throat.
"Darling, please tell me you have another pair of shoes to change into."
I glanced at my scuffed work boots, covered with paint splatters, and huffed. No way was I going to chance dropping a toilet on my foot without these. He planted his hands on his lean hips.
"But they don't go with your dress."
No one's going to care about my footwear. Besides, the dress is long enough they barely show. I did have a pair of sandals in my truck, but the chance to mess with Desmond was too fun to pass up. He made a tisking sound.
"You're just shy of 6 foot. Hate to break it to you, but your dress isn't that long."
No worries. I placed the lid on the tank and wiped my hands on the floral maxi dress. The vibrant pink flowers matched my fresh manicure. The name of the polish seemed perfect for this conversation. Short story. Go get the inspector so he can see this baby flush and pass us.
"Sure thing. But for the record, I care about your footwear."
Desmond reached behind me and unraveled the band holding my hair out of the way. He tousled it until the long brown waves looked intentionally messy.
"Better. Besides those hideous boots, you look like a proper lady."
He winked. Stifling a laugh, I watched his lithe body saunter out of the public restroom. Dressed to the nines, as always, in a navy 3-piece suit and shiny leather shoes, Desmond Grant could have been a world-renowned fashion model, jet-setting around Europe, instead of my fixer-upper partner in South Carolina. I'm glad he chose the latter. Certainly the man had made life more tolerable these last 5 years. I had hoped maybe with time we could have become more than platonic, but it never happened. Towing the threshold of turning 40, the idea of me finding anything past platonic with anyone seemed to be an idea fading faster than cheap wallpaper. 10 minutes later, I quickly shook the inspector's hand and sprinted out of the building just in time to clap as the new owner of the library cafe cut the ribbon. 20 minutes after that, I sat at a table with my other business partner, Nita, as she bounced her 10-month-old daughter on her lap. The baby giggled, but I paid her no mind. Instead, my gaze swept over the impressively long line of customers waiting to order from the selection of sandwiches, salads, pastries, and specialty drinks of their choosing. It still amazes me how perfectly good buildings like this old library are just abandoned. I motioned around, admiring the original dark wood flooring, wall paneling freshly painted in a creamy caramel hue, and iron chandeliers. The space mingled perfectly with the rich aroma of coffee and cinnamon. "Good thing we found this one before it sat for too long," Nita said, and then cooed at her daughter. Such a sweet moment. So sweet, in fact, that I had to look away. "Yeah." I took a sip of my honey latte, but it suddenly tasted bitter. I placed the paper cup on the shiny surface of the table and studied one of the library catalog cards underneath the thick layer of clear resin. Organized Crime, Fiction, Grisham, John, The Firm, First Edition, 1991. I'd hand-selected this one and other mystery suspense cards, but Desmond came behind me and sprinkled in romance titles. Each table in the cafe held a scattering of them and book checkout slips, some dating way back to the 1920s. Those slips of paper held too much history and nostalgia to toss, so we'd turn them into art instead. Desmond helped me figure out how to incorporate many of the old treasures left behind in the library. It never ceased to amaze me what people cast off without thought. Okay, so maybe I could be classified as a low-key hoarder, but still. The long librarian's desk made a perfect order counter, and those bookshelves lining the back of the cafe, holding mugs and supplies instead of books, great use of our resources. Nita smiled.